hate it when you do
Vante,
it.
what is going
You do it
on?
every fucking
Every
time, bro.
time,
I
yo.
hate
Listen,
it.
he tried to give you a warning. You wasn't listening.
I love doing the hard opens. Yo. What's up,
Bro.
y'all? Listen. Bedroom blueprint on location. I'm actually in the bedroom, so we doing it like this today. Vante, he here with a long hard day, but he made it. He tapped in, and
What's
we
up,
got a
everybody? What's up? What's up?
special guest in the middle of me and Vante. She get to be in the middle. That's what my screen is
Sandwich.
showing. She's sandwiched right there between
Sandwich.
all this chocolateness is in the building. Vante, I want you to give her a good introduction, bro. Give
All
her a
right,
good
what's up?
introduction.
All right, look, I got you. You ready? You ready? Boom. So today, our special guest is none other than somebody I've coined the phrase "Madam Secretary." You know, the brains of the operation that keeps majority of what we got going. Somebody that is one of the biggest pillars of the community at this current moment, and somebody that I keep telling needs to, come over and come work with your boy. But none other than Miss Quay herself, Yeah.
Quay,
Hey,
Yeah.
welcome,
y'all. Hey.
big ups. Listen, this has been for us. It's been even though we're doing this for a short time, it's been a long time coming because we need your voice when it comes to this. Not just any woman's voice. We need to hear your voice with everything we're gonna talk about, especially today because we diving in to kinks versus swinging versus polyamory. We want to see how it all fits into this community that we're in right now. So, Quay, tell us a little bit. Give us your background first and why you perfect for this situation, for this subject.
Listen, y'all.
Boy, she got you stammering over there. Look, my boy is
Listen,
mesmerized.
she know it too.
Boy.
So, first off, I'm going to start out with polyamory. One, some of you guys know, well, a lot of you guys know how I was raised in my household. You know, mom, dad, both poly. My dad had a girlfriend. My mom had a boyfriend. One big family, community. You know, just loved it when I was growing up. Taught me a lot about communication, effective communication, because we can all communicate, but it's not effective. Um, so yeah, so there's that. And then outside of that, kinks. I love me a good old kink. I am a huge kinkster. So I just kind of, I wouldn't say I just rolled over into it one day because I didn't. I've always had like this very vivid imagination about just crazy shit. It's just like, huh, I wonder if I can do that. And I've always said, like, if you can think it, girl, you can do it. So I would just go out and just start trying some shit. And I'd be like, oh, I actually like that. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that again.
Oh no,
You
I'm
know,
about to stop you right now. I know you're doing an introduction, but no, I need to know the introduction. I need to know you said some crazy shit. I need to know what was like.
She
Yeah, what
going
was
straight into it.
that moment?
man, listen. So I used to have an owner. His name was Christoph. He's deceased now, But anyway, we used to do like some crazy shit. Like he used to take me out to the woods and blindfold me and chase me throughout the fucking night. He used to tell me if I catch you, you know, you pretty much you're gonna get your ass beat.
Mm.
And I love that shit. It was just like, oh, you know,
Yeah, she was into
I love
The
that.
Jason Voorhees stuff, Vontae. Yes, that's what she wanted. She was.
Yeah, I'm like, right, come and find me. But I'm gonna tell y'all, the first time he did that shit, I was scared shitless because I was like, man, what is this man gonna do to me? All kind of shit. But
How much effort did
I
you put
loved
into
it.
hiding?
I put in so much damn effort because see, this was the thing. The thing was, he could not catch me because he's a sadist. He is a
Mm.
sadist. And at that time, I didn't realize how much of a masochist I was.
Mm.
So I'm like, oh man, I've seen things that he's done, and I'm just like, I don't want to be on the other end of that.
Right.
I just want to enjoy the ride. So for me, because I love a good run. I love a good energy. I love the unknown, all the many possibilities. I'm gonna take advantage of this.
Mm,
So I'm gonna do it. And for me, everything was just about an experience. I knew the man wasn't gonna kill me. Like that's
mm,
why, I was owned by him. So it was just like, hey, I trust him enough. I've been in situations with him enough to do these things. So it was more so like, I'll take you out here to these woods. I'll blindfold you, tie you up to this tree, and you got about 20 minutes to untie yourself. And
mm,
if you don't, you know, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z to you. He would always show me like what he's gonna use and stuff, and I'm like, I never used that, but okay, I'm glad that we're discussing this, you
mm,
know. So I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know
mm,
about that. So yes, I did put in my best effort there not to be caught. One thing that he did tell me, well, one thing that he taught me was, girl, don't you run your ass towards that running water when you hear it.
mm.
It's a stream. That's how
Yes.
they be catching people. They know that you're gonna run towards the water and they're gonna catch you every time. He caught me that one time and taught me a very valuable lesson. The man was sitting there waiting on me.
Mm.
Ah, that's
He teach you.
funny as
He knew
shit.
I was
He,
going
te-
there.
he teach you about that U.S. Marshal shit. He's like, yeah, you.
Hmm.
That's how you run from the police. Don't.
Don't go towards the water, baby. They gonna catch you every time.
Mm,
Every time. But yeah, that's how he caught me. But I mean, it was more so it wasn't even just him because when he took me out there I was blindfolded. I couldn't see shit. Just
mm.
blindfolded. It was him and another dude. That night it was a CNC, so it was just like, do you consent to all of these possibilities of things?
Oh
And I'm just
shit.
like,
To,
yeah. So yeah. So when he caught me, yes, I was fucked by him and his friend. Yeah,
to the possibilities. All right. So
and all
we've been through
possibilities.
polyamory. We've been through kink. Now, how do we get into to swinging as well? I'm not gonna call it
So
lifestyle today because we gonna talk about the word and I'm gonna say lifestyle. I'm gonna just call it swinging today.
Here we go.
yeah. So I got into swinging because one, I am a very sexual person. I enjoy sex, y'all. I enjoy sex a lot.
Mm,
Um, but I got into it because I'm probably like the most different person in my entire family. I openly talk about sex. I will coach my sisters into doing shit. And they
okay.
know I'm not doing that. I'm just like, girl, you should just try it. I'm not sticking nothing up my butthole. Girl, shut up. You should try it. It's the best orgasm ever. And then I started being called weird by people. Like, you like these things? Oh, you like having trains ran on you? I'm like, I don't do trains. I like gangbangs. There
Ah,
was no
Mm.
place for me. There was no place for me. And yeah, some people just was like, that's just weird. That's just weird. But I had just been that way. And then when I got with Christoph was like, girl, there's a whole world for that. I don't know why you feel like there isn't. And before that, I was married, but we had our own little thing. At the time, it was just, I'll tell him, like, hey, I want to play, but I want to have sex with so and so. Are you okay with that? And he's like, well, I could be in there. And I kind of introduced him to it. So I was just like, okay, cool. And then when me and him we divorced, or during our divorce, I got with this guy named Shannon, and me and Shannon we used to work together, and
Mm.
I didn't know Shannon was into swinging. I didn't know that, and he was just like, yeah, I like doing so and so. And I was like, you like doing what? And he was like, yeah, I like group play and orgies. And I was like, me too. And he was just like, oh, okay, 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 cool. He was like, you want to go to a party with me? I was like, yeah. He was like, it's just an orgy party. He wasn't calling it swinging. He wasn't calling it lifestyle. He wasn't calling it any of that. He was just like, it's
Mm.
just swinging. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, we can go. We can go. Man, I want to have a whole motherfucking blast. You hear me? It was a whole blast. It
yeah.
was a blast, but it was really like Christoph that set the tone and the foundation. Though it was really him that did it. He, introduced me to the right people. He made sure that I felt comfortable in the beginning. He would start taking me to events, and he never let me out of his eyesight. I was stuck to him like glue. If I needed to go to the bathroom, guess who had to go with me? Him. I couldn't talk to nobody for my first few events. I couldn't do any of that. And then probably on my third or my fourth event, he was like, okay, you can walk around, but only say hey to people. Say, excuse me, be polite, use your manners. Don't sleep with nobody, though. And I was just like, okay. So I did that for about 2 events. And then after that, he was like, okay, they like you. You can come back, And I was just like, oh, that was it. And he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. He said, first, I had to make sure that you were a good fit. And two, the most important thing was your safety and your security and making sure that you were comfortable in this environment. And I had to tell him, I said, anytime there's sex going on, I'm always comfortable. Always comfortable. But he was like, but it's more than just that. And he said, I wanted to see how you were going to carry yourself, how you would view other people. And this is why I'm so big on people in our DFW community judging people. It's just like, why are you judging these folks? Because I was brought in by someone that did not have to teach me the right things. He could have just said, oh, you're a pretty little chocolate thing. We just going to send you over here and just run through you, but he didn't do that. He brought me in the right way. He made sure that I was taken care of. He asked questions. So, yeah.
So what you're saying right now is important. Vante, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Women like Qua.
Yeah.
Hearing what she's saying, hearing everything. How important is it to have women like her in our community, bro?
Oh, you mean vetted females?
Yeah, not just vetted. The
same level as important as it is to have vetted niggas here.
Exactly.
What do you mean? All I heard was she went through a gauntlet of vetting the same way I did. Mm-hmm. That's all I heard. It might have looked different, but it was still just that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, 2,000%. That's all I hear, and that's very important to have. I'd rather have more vetted females than unvetted females, because then we would have a whole bunch of more comfortable people in this market.
Right. But so why has it been so hard for us? Because I'm gonna say it right now. Why has it been so hard for us to get there? Because what we keep hearing every time we say we want to vet people, we get people who say, "Well, we got to have new people." Like, okay, well, how are you knowing that this person is a right fit for our community? Not go ahead, girl.
Okay, see, I like this because I'm all for having new people, and lately I've seen a plethora of new faces in our communities, and they're not being brought in right. They're not being brought in properly. And just this past weekend, I ran into a couple of people that I've only seen one time. And they're at these events over the weekend. And I'm like, how did you get here without the person that inducted you into this community?
Right.
How did you get here? And then we talk about, oh, well, we don't want these new people in the community because they're causing problems and they're doing this and they're doing that. But as a vet, as a host, as a promoter, you're promoting these things and then you're not bringing them in correctly. These people wouldn't be new and dumb in the community if the people like us did not invite them there and just drop them off in the community. It's still important for them to be there, but it's important for them to be brought in the correct way so that some of the problems that we've been stating that we've been having, we don't have those problems because we're supposed to be treating it as we are a tight-knit, closed society here. You shouldn't just be picking people up and be like, oh, that's a pretty little thing. I'm going to invite them over here because they'll fit in. That's not what we should be doing. Oh, well, I seen him sling some dick on my homegirl, and hey, he could be a bull for us. I'm going to go ahead and invite him into the community and not properly vet him. I'm just going to vouch for him. And then you drop them off and then you leave them. It's important to vet these people properly so that we can continue to have safeness and security and just a fucking good time, quite honestly, without having to look over your shoulders and be like, man, here go this weird ass motherfucker, because he's only weird to you and to me because the person that invited him or her just dropped him in here. They
Yeah.
just dropped them in here. They don't know. They think that it's a free for all, and it's not. And this ain't even just for the men, it's for the women too. They think it's just a free for all. They don't understand that people are partnered in here and what that actually means. They don't understand that because you just told them, like, hey, we out here swinging. Yeah, it's going to be some fucking. Let's go. Prime example, my best friend, they came to an event, well, she came to an event uh last month, right? And people have only seen her once, and that's when she came for Christmas and New Year's, right?
Mhm.
That was it. And she came to Bad Habits. That was it. But I invited her to go with me. Um, I gave her the ropes before she got there. I made sure that she was comfortable before we went there. She asked the necessary questions. She already know my whole life story, so it didn't matter to her. She's not a judgmental person. She's more free spirited than I am. Trust me. But however, she's respectful. I wouldn't invite someone to an intimate place like that. That's not open minded and non judgmental and willing to put in their best effort in that community and not to stand out like a sore thumb, right? And not have that weird ass behavior. But she's open and she's honest and she's true to herself and she's respectful. And I stayed with her for a little bit. And she was like, please leave me alone. I am vibing.
Right.
Please leave me alone. And some of the people she had already known because we had went to a social event the night before. So some people there had already known her. So she felt more comfortable to walk around and be respectful. She already knew, oh well, oh they just said dress down. I know what that means. Let me go get dressed down because why? I gave her the whole rope. I told her what we were doing and how the night will flow. And I also told her that it was low pressure. There's no need for her to play if she's not comfortable. And a no is a no. And you need to make sure that you're asking the next necessary questions. And some people may think that it's weird to ask a man or a woman, like, hey, are you partnered up in these situations? Or is your partner okay with you playing with somebody? It's not weird for them to ask those questions. It's respectful and it's for security and for safety, not just for them, but it also protects that person's partner as
Yeah.
well. So it's very important, and and she knows these things. So when you have new people that we're bringing into the community, you don't just drop them off, but they are needed. They keep it fresh. If we don't continue to build on our community the right way, then our community dies.
Yeah.
It dies. And if we continue to build it the way that some people are building it by just dropping people off and feeling like it's a free for all, then we're going to have a community of where it's unsafe and quite honestly, it's just big old Diddy parties. And then now we're all over the news, you
Yep.
know? So
Yep.
there's that.
So,
Hey,
But
Vante,
they're
look.
very important.
yeah, Vante,
Hey,
chime in for me too, man, because I want to hear what you got to say about all that too, bro.
first off, this is the reason why I keep telling people this is one of the women who's going to be one of the pillars to help me and everybody else on this journey rebrand this whole Dallas LS scene right here. We changing the stigma, and this is the reason why she one of the people to help me do this shit for real, for real. Like, oh my god, cause boy. Woo! Miss Quaint, you done did it, Madam Secretary. Look, you done set me off. See, why is it? I'm triggered. I'm triggered now because why this shit is. Oh man.
Let's go.
So it's like she said. We need fresh faces. We need new bodies. We need new energy. We need to keep reinvigorating the circle. Yeah, that's exactly what we need. What pisses me the fuck off is how, like, watch this. I'm gonna tell you this, and you immediately catch it. Every time I brought somebody into this circle, they're still here, right? Most people that you see, these new crop that's been coming through, you'll see them one or two times, and then you'll never see them again.
Mhm.
And it's either because they done pissed somebody off, they done fucked up, they end up not liking it, they didn't fit the bill, or whatever the fuck the case may be. And I'm just like, it makes me sit and wonder, who is there a way we can channel the all of the vetting in the community through like one like funnel? Like, how the fuck can we do that? Because this is some bullshit, bro. Like,
So
like, damn. It's like I understand if we each individual member of this community is what makes the community the community. So they have all rights by all means to say, you know what, I feel like this is a person that is fit for my community. However,
correct.
however, we should all as the community also be able to be like, if I have to accept the fact that you can do that, you also gotta accept the fact that if you keep fucking up, bro, we gonna remove your privileges, and we keep doing that
Correct.
until now. All the motherfuckers that need their privileges revoked ain't got them hoes no more. Like let's
Correct.
like until we control who's vetting, it'll be a bunch of, hey, this is my friend, this is somebody I fuck on the side, this is somebody, whatever the fuck,
Mhm.
yada yada yada, and we
They
just
with the
gonna go in
shit.
circles, and we just gonna keep going in circles.
Yep.
Now, do y'all think that
No.
we that people have? But no, so let me ask you a question for the people that are and I know we come about vetting people, and we're talking about I'm gonna get into stigmas in here because y'all both said stigmas, and I want to hear about the stigmas that you guys are thinking about in just a second.
Yeah.
But the people who we've revoked those privileges from, how do we give them a chance? Because some may just not have known or not have been educated.
Ooh.
So how do
That's
we get
your
them,
fault.
no, wait. But how do we get
It's
them a chance?
not.
How do we get them a chance to recover from that?
So
Oh.
so this is my thing, and I've been a part of a few investigations since I've been here,
Mm-hmm.
and one, it always start with communication.
Mm-hmm.
As a vet in the community, and a vet, it could be anybody, right? Um, as a person in the community that has been around for a while and understands how things go, we all are aware that right now we have a problem in the community where there are people that lack knowledge. It's not because they are disrespectful. It's not because they are rude. It's not because they don't want to learn. Because 98% of them do want to learn. That other 2%,
They're some
those
assholes.
they need to go. You know, because that 2% is what makes it bad or it makes it hard. But for the other 98% that truly wants to learn and they're fucking up in the community, that is 100% on us. Because we will watch it and we will see it and we will say nothing. We'll talk amongst ourselves or we'll make these posts on Facebook without actually approaching that person and saying, hey, you know what? When you were at this event, you know, I noticed that you were doing X, Y, and Z. You know, we don't really do that. You know, the way that you were touching on that woman or that man, he was uncomfortable or she was uncomfortable. You didn't pay attention to body language. Did you even ask? Right? Well, that person complained, right? And now we're here. I want to give you a chance to redeem yourself. Maybe reach out to that person, or either I can connect y'all to and be a middleman or a middlewoman, and let's just kind of let's correct this because I understand that you didn't know. Those things need to be done. Telling them while things are happening, and I've had to do this. I've had to do this. Like, hey, you touching on her, and you ain't even I didn't even hear you ask, and don't nobody even know who you are. And you just over here touching on this girl, all up in her face, grabbing her by the shoulder, her neck and stuff. No, we don't do that here, sir. Please don't do it again, respectfully. You know, you need to always ask. I don't mind correcting people because if we don't correct them with love, it's going to continue to happen. Now, as far as like how these people are getting here and they don't understand our ethical ways or whatever, that's also something that they need to be asked. Who invited you here? Who told you about this? Oh, Vante told you about this event? Bet me and Vante need to have a conversation. Vante, you told this person about this event and don't nobody know this person. Why did you leave this person by themselves? Why I went to the bathroom? Should have took
Cause
him
I
with
was
you.
fucking. Cause I was fucking.
Right,
That's
right,
why. And
and that's
what?
his
What you gonna do about
action. Right, right. But see, that's where holding the person who invited them accountable.
Mhm.
Because you
it? Yeah.
can't hold the person completely accountable that did not know they were dropped into the community. But what you can do is correct that by having that open dialogue with them. But that person that invited them, you invited them and you told me that you were going to invite somebody, and I'm speaking solely for the events that we do. You told me that you were going to invite this person. I asked you, was you vouching for that person? You say yes. I told you to stay with that person. Don't leave them. And if they fuck up, you own their fuck up. It's not on them. It is on you. So if that individual fuck up and you invited them, anytime you ask me, can you invite somebody? The answer is going to be no.
Hell no.
Mhm.
It's going to be a no
Exactly.
because you had, as a vet, and you complain about things that's going on in the community, and you say nothing, and you say, oh, well, that's my friend, I'm going to give her a pass, or I'm going to give him a pass. No, you get no passes because you are now becoming part of the problem instead of the solution. So you have to educate on one hand and scold on the other. There's a duality there. There is a balance there. You have to have both because you can't be passive when you have people's lives really and truly in your hands.
Boom.
All right. So listen, we were talking about vetting. We were talking about people getting dropped into to the community, to our community, and what we can do to either correct the behavior from the people. We haven't gotten to the point of how we correct the behavior of the people who brought these people.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that part there has happened too much too. Because there's a lot of just girls out here like, oh, I'm fucking this nigga, so he can come, things like
So he
that.
can come.
So what
Yep.
we doing to correct the behavior on those people? Because again, a lot of those people that are doing that have been
Bless
in
you.
our community for
Thank you.
for years at this point, and we see it over
Bless
and
you.
over and over again, and they're still doing the same things. So how are we? And I'm about to. I want to ask you that, man. How what are we doing with those people? Because
Let me tell you. This is the part that I hate, but I ain't gonna lie. They're gonna call you a villain for doing this anyway.
Mhm.
So I just embraced it and started liking it. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. They will call you a villain for what I'm about to say, even though it is of their doing. But I don't give a fuck. So Quay might be nicer because she is correct. You do have to educate and scold where each is deserved. However, there are a lot of situations to where one and the same is all you're gonna get.
Hmm.
And because at some point, depending on the fuck up, and mind you, this is all on a case by case basis. Not never a one size fits all. But depending on on the size of the fuck up, bro, yeah. Now I don't care if you knew or not. You're a fucking grown ass adult. You knew
Yes.
good and goddamn well if you wouldn't do it
You
in
know.
the outside world, then you wouldn't fucking do it in here. Stop fucking playing with me.
let's,
Don't hit me
let's
with don't hit me with that goddamn. Oh well, such and such brought me here. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was a free for all. Da 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 da. Let me ask you this question right
ain't
there.
nothing ever
If
free.
if that was your if that was your lady on that bed, sir, getting fucked by somebody right now, would you want somebody that had nothing to do with anything that they discussed was going on and you were made privy to? Any random person just walk up and just insert themselves right there? You wouldn't want it. Why the fuck did you do it, sir? And on top of that,
Correct.
so you understand, majority of the issues that I deal with, because the way we do it over at DD, if it's a fixable offense, if it's a teachable moment, whatever the case may be, Jiffy's came up a long way into this shit. I let her handle that shit because she has the
Yes.
patience, she has the tenderness, she has everything needed to. I'm gonna teach you a little bit something, and when I got to say, might make you feel like you got a slap on the wrist a little bit emotionally, but you're gonna be okay and you're gonna learn from that. Me
Yes.
on the other hand, I get involved when I get to sit motherfuckers down and be like, so here I'm gonna tell you this. as a man face to face, because you are somebody that I once called bro. You are somebody that I invite to my house personally. I'm gonna give you this conversation right here. You're never gonna see the inside of these walls again, sir. Let me tell you the reason why. And I'm only telling you this reason why so you can wish you luck in learning and growth in your future endeavors. I'm not telling you this now to affect anything to do with us, because once I ban you, you are done. Like, you will never again in your natural life see the inside of my walls. I don't give a fuck what happens or
Right.
whatever the fuck. Because at the end of the day, every person has a duty to the community. How they carry out this duty is their own business. But how I'm gonna carry this motherfucker out, I'm not gonna leave room for a bad apple to lay a seed and then grow a tree of freshly fucked up fruit. God damn it, not finna do that shit. At all.
Right.
And what you say about that shit, bro?
Listen, and I know that right now we've kind of ventured into consent, so I want to make sure that people know that we're talking about consent right now.
Yeah.
Not just we're driving people up, but we're talking about being the consenting behavior. For me, because I'm gonna talk about the other spectrum. So we talked about swinging. I think we're kind of getting ready to blend kink into that, but I'm gonna talk about polyamory a little bit too. Because
Okay.
I think that kind of gets ignored when it comes to consent as well.
Uh-huh.
Because people feel that, because I am dating this person, or that I shouldn't say dating, but that I'm familiar with this person, that I can still do the same things, whether I'm approaching. So if I'm approaching Qua to say, hey, I would like to take you out and stuff like that, that I just have full access to her. And you still have to ask consent every single time, because whether now if we're at a point in our relationship, whatever that relationship is, that we've gotten there, that you never have to ask me for consent, then that's when that happens. But just because I have interest in her, or interest in what we've done in the past, I still need consent the next time. And I'm not even talking about just that's with dating, that's with swinging, that's with kink. You need to be asking for consent every single time.
Every time.
I know. I'm gonna say something personal, because this happened with me and you at a party. You probably don't even remember it. That I was getting ready to go, and you had on something, and I think I just touched like the back of your back or something like that. And I was talking to you, but I stopped myself, and I told you, oh my God, I didn't ask you for consent.
I didn't ask you. Yep, I remember.
And it wasn't like I was trying to do. We were talking, but I
You pervert.
So I want to touch on that right there. See, it be those moments where people make a simple mistake, like what you did, right? And violating one of our ethical codes, right? But it's how you stopped in that moment and you was like, hey, I apologize, and you caught yourself. That was the day that I was like, I respect him. That it was, I couldn't look at you touching me without consent at that point. What I could look at is the way that you corrected your own behavior, because real men and real women take ownership in the things that they have done wrong, and they correct that, and that was something that you did. So I could look past you touching me on my back. If you would have came up and grabbed the titty and was like, hey, you know what, my bad, I am so sorry, I didn't ask you, could I do that, I am so sorry, and I'd be like, you know what, you cool, thank you. The reason why I say you good is because you corrected yourself right then. It wasn't one of those things of trying to make an excuse. Man, I'm just drunk, this is that and the third, I just saw you. It was no excuse. It was immediately, hey, you know what, I fucked up. I didn't ask you for consent. It made me respect you more than anything else, because you're self-aware in those environments. And that's simply all it takes. That's all that it takes.
Because that's what we're getting to right now. We going to get, because I'm going to go into stigmas right now, but fellas and women, because women, I think I'm going to say this.
Women are worse than the niggas.
Yeah,
I say it.
There you go.
Listen.
I wasn't gonna say it the way he said it, but go ahead, Vante. Go ahead, talk that shit.
I don't know. Something just happened on my end of the phone. I don't know what happened.
You good?
I guess
man.
the app was like, man, hold on, this nigga finna say some shit. Yeah, nah, fuck that. I'm finna say some shit. The women are worse than the niggas. I ain't gonna even see it. Watch this. If women went through what this 10% of what a quote unquote bull goes through every event, every party, Oh, they be like, fuck this whole consent. We mad about shit. Look, we
Mm.
can't say shit after what we do to these niggas. Bro, look, I can't walk down a hallway without a woman who either may or may not know me reaching out, grazing the dick. I can't
Mm.
walk up with somebody hey Vante, bitch, who is you?
Vante, that's because you be doing that helicopter shit.
that guess what? I do that for those that know. Cause watch this. Every time, every
Right.
time, every time I meet somebody new, Quay, what do I always say? I'm small and I don't know how to use it. And look,
Lying.
every time it's one of those if you know type moments, right? I don't care if you saw me dick a bitch down 2 beds away from you and you sitting there fantasizing about me while it's happening. I don't care,
Consent.
bitch. I don't know you. I
Mm.
don't know
Right.
you. Plus, on top of that, y'all gotta understand. This might go into that whole swinger versus kink shit. Understand? I have a woman. I ain't one of those niggas that's just regularly partner. I do actually real life with this woman.
Mm.
This like for real, for real. Understand? So one thing I cannot allow you to do is get this woman think that I'm going to just allow any random bitch to willy nilly just walk up and try to touch the dilly. It's not
Mm.
happening, man. It's
And
not
Yeah.
happening. So yeah, I'm talking about.
listen.
I'm in the middle of a play session. I remember this happened like maybe 4 times at running with the bulls. I remember this vividly. I'm talking about we had our room jumping at running with the bulls. Quay, do you remember that
Listen,
shit?
I remember.
Come on now.
I
I'm talking about
remember.
I had that room jumping. I would be mid stroke. Next thing you know, I'm just feeling hands just cut my balls and shit. I'm like, I turn around hoping to God it's a woman. First and foremost. Don't get me wrong, it was a delicate little touch, but I can't see behind me. And I ain't
Mhm.
seen some shit in this commitment. So I turn
Yeah.
around, all right, cool, it's a woman. First and foremost, cool. Second thing I'm thinking is, bitch, don't you see I'm fucking right now?
Mm.
Like
Like, why are you touching me?
No consent at all. You ain't
I did not
asked. You
ask
ain't.
you for help.
at all. And it pisses me off because women are the same ones that will straight up yell and scream and announce all day, every day that implied consent is not a fucking thing. Well,
Mm-hmm.
guess
And it
what?
is.
Well, it definitely the fuck is, cause y'all do
Implied
it too.
consent
And
is the
understand
thing.
it when you play with somebody on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. If you see these same people, the person done consented several times to me asking, "Hey, can I touch you? Hey, can I rub on you?" or whatever the case may be. It comes a point in time where eventually, for the 80th time that I would have asked you, yeah, this is really more like the 60th time that I did it without asking because at this point
Mm-hmm.
we're just here now. We know what the fuck it
Yeah, we're
is.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
but that's still after a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And
See,
that. Go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Hmm.
no, because I got because I don't want to move away from this if you ain't done with it. So go ahead, keep going.
Well, what I was gonna say, when it comes down to the women, I do find that the most frequent offenders are women because you hear the men. I'm gonna speak. This last classy yet nasty that we did. Um, this man was walking down the hallway, and one of the ladies that I was walking with, she was just like, "Girl, ain't he fine?" I was like, "Mm-hmm." And then I was like, "And you got your shirt off, you looking all good." And he was like, "You like it?" I was like, "Yeah, can I touch?" He was like, "Oh, girl, you don't ever have to ask me to touch you. You're a woman. You're a
Mm.
woman. You don't ever have to ask. I'm a man. Men want women to touch them." It's that type of shit that
Yeah.
we can't be doing. Like men, y'all can't do that. You can't give a girl or a female, a woman or a lady, any type of leeway when it comes down to that because it causes problems in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Because they already have this natural thing, or we as women, we have this whole natural thing of, oh, that's a woman. I can go up there and grab her titties or, slap her on her ass or rub her on her booty and stuff like that. We already have the tendency of doing that. And not every woman is comfortable with that because there are some women that I'll be looking at like, yeah, I wouldn't mind her touching me, but don't touch me
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't ask. That's the quickest way for me to never sleep with you ever in life. You could be the last coochie on earth and I still won't touch you. You could be the last penis on earth and I still won't ride it. And I'm a great rider. So,
Mm. Talk your
don't,
shit.
you know. So, um, but I just won't because it's things like that that just it disturbs my spirit, and it should disturb everybody's spirit because we have ethical codes for a reason. As a partner person, because I am partner, Vontae's partner, your partner, you know what I'm saying? Not only are you partner, you're married.
Mm.
You know, a woman coming up to you and just grabbing
26
you, or a
years.
dude just coming up to
26
me
years.
just right, 26
Mm.
years. You know, a
26 years, we
person,
add years.
yeah,
You
we're
say
going
that shit all the
38.
time.
38
26 years.
years,
26 years. You got different privileges now.
Man,
you
listen,
know,
and that's where this is actually where I was going. Honestly, I was going
yeah.
being because we all are different parts of our relationship. Vontae being a monogamous man as and I'm gonna say it in a non-monogamous space, but hear me out before I get there, Vontae, because it's not really a non-monogamous as far as like dating, but it is it is an ethical non-monogamous space because you're ethically being able to do non-monogamous things while your girl is there. Quite being
In
poly
the swinger lifestyle, in
the
the
swinging
swinger,
lifestyle.
yeah,
And this is why I was saving lifestyle for Dante, not Vontae, not for why I didn't say in the beginning, not because I don't want to call it that, but I'm calling it lifestyle now because of the different things, how we blending the lifestyles together. So now you have that space, whereas Quay is being polyamorous and having multiple partners and things like that. Not being married anymore, but being able to venture out, have an anchor partner and other partners and things like that she deals with. Me being married and being polyamorous and still being ethical non-monogamous and still swinging. So I'm going actually navigating in all the worlds there. So I say all that to say is that the key word through all of this is it is ethical. It is an ethical now, and the thing about it is what we run into, and Quay, I'm getting to what we were talking about before we came on air, is that we have too many people who are in a non-monogamous space who aren't ethical, whether it's touching, whether it's cheating. So and then there'll be people who know this or who are actually actively seeking out these people or don't care that this person is cheating, things like that. I feel like that there is a hindrance in our community a lot as well, because people, not that not saying just you need to go out and okay, I gotta go tell somebody, but don't be actively sleeping with this person and you know that they're cheating on their partner.
Oh, you just said a word right there. Let me just tell you.
You want to actively cheat with this person because you know that they cheat on their partner, so you ain't no good either.
You ain't no good either. Let me tell you, and I had this conversation. I had this conversation with a young lady a couple of parties ago, and the conversation that I had with her was based off of my experiences and how, I move up in a lifestyle and why people don't see me really play. I play with the select few people. And the reason being is because I watch how people move. If you are partnered with somebody and I see the disrespect that you allow your partner to get from other people, I won't deal with you because you're not a protector. And that goes for male and female. If you are partnered with a person and you disrespect your partner, I won't deal with you. I don't have nothing for you at all. I don't even really want you up in my space. With you being partnered and you decide like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go over here and just do whatever I want to do. And I'm not going to allow my partner to play. I'll never fuck with you because I peeped that. I peeped her body movement. I peeped his. But I see you out here doing the things that you want to do. I'm not dealing with you because you're not truly lifestyle. You're not even really a swinger. You're here for your own for your own selfishness. You're not here about the community. You're not here about your partner. You're here about yourself. And because you're here about yourself as a partner person, I couldn't deal with you because you have no respect for your partner's wants or needs. You don't even have respect for them as their own person. So I can't deal with you. So I pay attention to how people move. And typically, I don't play with single men in the community. I don't play with single men. If I play with you, it's because we have established some type of relationship outside of the parties and shit like that. Like we talk, and not just on Facebook, like you got my number type thing. We're talking. So there's that. I look at single men, and I don't look at single men in the community with disgust, but I do look at single men with a different eye. I just be
Mm,
like, I don't know, because I am a partner person,
yeah.
myself. So I don't ever want a single male to feel like that they could disrespect my partner, because the first time that you feel like you can disrespect my partner, then it's going to be some problems.
Hmm.
Woo!